Irish people are not supposed to be this tall. We're supposed to live in small cottages. But I'm 100% Irish, both sides. That used to be its own ethnic group in this country before the merger. We got bought out by the white conglomerate. We were in a tough financial spot. We needed a bailout pretty bad. But the Irish are actually a mix of cultures, not just a culture of mix. And we did some DNA testing. We found out that I have a little bit of Icelandic blood, and that means Vikings. But I like to think the consent Vikings. Yeah. I think I come from the Vikings who asked for consent. The guys who were like, no thanks, just pillaging for me.
I was in London a couple weeks ago. They got a lot of alcoholics out there. They wear suits and whatnot, you know. And the British are weird because they're always talking about Americans. It's like, everywhere you go, it's like, America, America, America. I'm like, ooh, they love me here. But they get mad at us because we never talk about them. And I'm like, what are we going to talk about? We're running the greatest show on earth here in the United States. Are you not entertained? Trump was shot twice last summer. No one gave a fuck. That's how much we got going on. You understand? Oh, they can't compete. They can't compete. The whole time I was there, I was in London. They're like, have you been to the English countryside? Have you been to Shakespeare's house? Have you been? Have you been? Have you been? Have you been? Like a bunch of leprechauns. And I'm like, what is at Shakespeare's house? You know? I needed to find out. I needed to. So one morning I got up really early. I went to Shakespeare's house. It was a cottage, ill. And what they don't tell you is everyone was really little back then, so I'm walking around there like this. I'm trying to get my big ass up some stairs. They're like, that's where Shakespeare slept. I'm like, was he a midget? Smallest bed ever. And they're like, would you like to try on Shakespeare's clothes? I was like, I don't care about Shakespeare. He is not Beyonce. Talking about this same white man for 200 years. Y'all ain't got nothing going on. That's what I'm talking about. Nothing. They have nothing happening over there.
The vibes are off in America. Do you agree? Not a great transition, but that's the vibe, you know? I was trying to put my finger on what is happening right now. It feels like the whole country is made out of Florida. You know what I mean? That's where we are now in 2025. We're in our oops, all Florida stage. It doesn't feel good walking around. We're very divided. I was trying to think, when was the last time we were truly united as a country? And I think whenever, okay. Sir, I'm trying to bring people together here, okay? When was the last time? I think it was the day Joe Biden dropped out. You remember. You remember. Search your mind, search your heart. This is not a political statement. You remember that hot July afternoon last year when the president was like, I gotta go home. Everyone was like, that seems like a good idea, I think. You're kind of freaking everybody out, man. We kind of joined hands across the aisle and we're like, do whatever you need to do.
Was supposed to be very upset about the Jimmy Kimmel thing, and I'm getting all these people sending emails, sign this for Jimmy Kimmel. I'm like, I don't give a shit anymore. Okay, I'm watching AI robots fucking running 100 miles an hour and learning judo. And I'm supposed to care about Kimmel? I always thought he was so funny. It's the fucking robots I'm worried about. I'm from Brooklyn, the real Brooklyn. Not this, If you're a real person, you don't have children. Who the fuck is having children? Why? Have you taken a look? What the fuck are people? And I walked through McCarran Park, not to brag, I have that kind of lifestyle. I walked through McCarran Park, and there were so many fucking kids. And I'm just like the old Brooklyn guy going, you have no future. Fucking between climate breakdown, fascism, AI robots that can run 150 fucking miles an hour. Keep playing volleyball, assholes. You're all gonna be in camps with I voted stickers on. I voted. I just want to do the old Brooklyn thing, get out on the fucking Ocean Parkway and just be like, these fucking robotic dogs. You ever see the robotic dogs? They're weaponized too. Isn't that nice of the Pentagon to take the thing I love most, dogs? Dogs. I worship dogs. I do. We don't deserve, well, I don't want to get into that. I don't deserve anything. I hate myself so much.
Every time I go through a breakup, I cut my hair. Does anyone? I cut my hair. I put it in a box. Send it to my ex. What? Yeah, I'm going through a breakup. Dating's hard. I don't know. Sex is so weird. I tried anal recently. That didn't work. His butthole didn't fit in my butthole. Yeah, I did cut my hair. I cut my hair. It's really short. Something sort of awful happened. I posted a video online and someone commented, uh-oh, here comes young Ellen DeGeneres. What? I'm like, is it 'cause I'm white? To be fair, the video was me going, God, I hate my staff. So, I treat them like shit. So. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to be in a relationship again. I don't think I can sleep in the same bed as my partner, because, like, where am I going to put my laundry? My partner goes in the hamper, okay? Laundry goes on the bed. I sleep on the couch. I don't like car sex. Does anyone get freaky and have car sex? I don't like car sex because, like, when you have the tinted windows, I'm like, I can't even see what you guys are doing in there. I'm like, I'm freezing cold out here. You guys gonna let me in, or?
Here's a good take that I have. I think we should take away every cop's gun, but I don't have the power or the influence to do that. I do think I maybe have the power to take away one cop's gun. I think I could pull that off. I think I could make a really strong case for the removal of one cop's gun through argument. And that cop is Judge Judy's bailiff. Judge Judy's bailiff, who, if you don't know, has a fully loaded gun for every single episode of The Judge Judy Show. Like, what would have to happen for Judge Judy's bailiff to have to shoot somebody? She's like presiding over a case. She's like, I'm sorry, sir. After everything you just told me, you think you deserve custody of this cat? The audience kind of lightly chuckles. And she's like, Bailiff Bird, smoke this motherfucker. Fuck him up.
riddle them with holes. And Bela Bird's like crying. Everyone's got their phones out.
I told a joke in Florida that got me in a lot of trouble, but you guys seem cool. Can I tell it here now? Is that cool? Yeah? Yeah? Do I have consent? Yeah? Yeah, fellas? See how fucking clear that was? Okay. Some of them are like, I don't get pussy. Let's start here. I'm Italian Catholic, okay? I'm Italian Catholic. Okay, yeah, woo, guilty. My mom's very Catholic. My dad's very Italian. It ruined me growing up. My mom is like, go to confessional, talk to God, get it off your chest, tell him everything, go to confessional. But then my dad, the really Italian one, is like, don't tell him everything. I didn't raise a fucking snitch. Like, you know. And I'm like, this is weird. He's like, did I marry a rat? What's happening? So it's interesting, but I myself am not religious. You know, when Catholicism fails you, what do you get into? When religion fails you, I am into astrology, right? Oh my God, yeah, tarot, Reiki healing, chakra aligning, crystals, you know, pegging, eating ass, you know. I found other ways to see God. So I was doing this joke in Florida. I think my trust in Catholicism died when I looked at the story of Easter. I don't like the story of Easter. You got to stay on board with me here. Look at it objectively. A man disappears on a weekend, comes back 3 days later, and we don't ask any questions. We just worship him. I think that's toxic, and Jesus was a fuckboy. Anybody? All the whores, okay? If you're not laughing, you're the fuckboy or your son is, okay? Okay? I'm just saying, if you look at Jesus, he's kind of the OG fuckboy, right? He has like a really good jawline. He's got great hair. He's got washboard abs. Jesus was a fuckboy. He's literally the inventor of, do you know who my dad is? Like, he's always on a boys' night with his disciples, like, you know, dabbing shit up, okay? All I'm saying, if you look at it and you compare it to dating, every girl in here has been dating a guy who she thought was too good to be true, right? The alpha, otherworldly. You're like, it's going too well. I can't believe he's real. And then he ghosts you on a weekend, right? 3 days go by, no text, no call, no Instagram, no Snapchat. And then you go, where were you? That was so weird. Don't they always have a crazy, kind of hard to believe excuse? He's like, baby, you're never gonna believe it. I legit died. Like, the party got out of control. Someone dared me to get on a cross. Shit was fucked up. Like, okay. Some of you don't want to laugh, but it's okay. I'm going to hell. It's between the abortions and everything else, that's my place. Of course I've had abortion. Those kids are waiting for me at the gates of hell. Are you kidding? They're gonna be like, Mommy, how could you? And I'm gonna be like, if you knew Dad, you would too. Okay. Fucking loser. Come on. By the way, if you don't like that joke, I do not care. I told that Jesus fuckboy joke in Florida, and a woman started going, no. She's like, no. I'll say it in Spanish, no. I was like, are you malfunctioning? She goes, you cannot talk about Jesus dying. And I was like, bitch, I didn't make that up. Like, what? It's the plot line in your favorite book. Okay.
My wife and I, we have 2 beautiful children and 1 fugly one. But for our last kid, we had a gender reveal party that went horribly wrong. It was a girl. No. Only kidding, of course. My grandma died in an explosion. But that reminds me, I was talking with my eldest daughter, and she was telling me about the first time she experienced sexual harassment. And as a man, I wanted to just ignore her completely. But then I realized, this is somebody's daughter. Anyway, I'm not actually married. I don't have any kids or anything. But, things are, if you believe me, you are insane. But, things are going pretty well for me in the ladies department at Macy's. It's where I work part-time. More like volunteer and they don't know. But, things are not going great for me, guys. I actually am going through a bit of a breakup. Can you believe that she broke up with me? Just because I fingered her like this? Isn't that how you do it? All right.
I've been doing some research on the love languages, how you tend to display your love. And I think I'm a physical touch person. I think that's what I want, I wear extremely high-waisted pants, so it feels like there's a hand in the small of my back, just leading me around Whole Foods, helping me pick out olives. Because olives is a couple's food. I think we can agree, right? That olives is any food that you toss in your mouth and you also throw your foot up, that's a move that you only do with the confidence of somebody else who can call the right people. You don't do that when you live alone. You do not do that when you live alone. Unless, of course, you have the chair. And by the chair, I mean, when you live alone, you have the chair that you throw yourself on so that when you start choking, you can't give yourself the Heimlich, so you gotta throw yourself on the chair. So, if you don't live alone, that's a tip from me to you. Get yourself a chair, You know what? I'll throw in another tip. If you live alone, you should probably lounge around in your house in the kind of outfit you want to be discovered in. Do you know what I mean? When they kick the door open, what's the tale you're going to tell? That's what that is. So that's what I want. I want inside jokes. I want loving touches. I want olives. I want to reluctantly go down on a dude because it's Thursday and we agreed that was our date night, even though that doesn't really work for my schedule because I work from home on Wednesday, so I'm thinking we could do it in the daytime. I'm not going to wash it all off. But then why are you available to have sex in the middle of the day? Where's your job, sir? It's too late. I like them, so here I am, kind of tired on a Thursday, just gawking on this guy. Real romance. That's all I'm asking for. Real romance. That's all I want,
Any cops here? Yeah? Is this a wire? Is this a fucking wire? Fucking listening? Oh, there's cameras? What the fuck's going on here? Oh, I don't think so. It's not that dangerous of a job. That's kind of interesting. Apparently it's not in the top 10 most deadly professions, being a cop. That kind of blows your mind, huh? It's not in the top 10. You know what number 1 is? Crab fisherman. Right? That's crazy. I don't salute Red Lobster when I drive by and be like, you boys are doing it. You're dying for the Cheddar Bay biscuits. But it makes sense, right? There's been 2 TV shows that have been on for decades that you've seen for decades. These are reality TV shows. One is the show Cops, right? That's been on for decades, and it's bad boys. It's like how scary it is to be a cop. Well, I looked it up. Apparently, no cop has ever died while on the show Cops. There's only been one death associated with the show Cops, and that's when one time a cop accidentally shot one of the cameramen. It's real. Some Officer Doofy. Yeah. There's been another show, another reality TV show on for decades, Deadliest Catch. Season 1, episode 1 of Deadliest Catch. This season is dedicated to Ricky. Black and white photo of Ricky. He's got a cigarette dangling out his lips. He's got a crab claw coming out of his pants. He's in the photo, he's way too close to the crab cages. You're like, Ricky, move away from the crab cages, get away. Then they cut to the interview and they're like, yeah, Ricky was doing his classic crab claws the penis routine. Suddenly the cage snapped him in half. Damn you, Poseidon! But at least he didn't have to pull over a black fella with a badge and a gun. Ooh, that's scary. Give me the boat.
We got superstitious people in here. I'm very superstitious, man. I'm a brown person, okay? So you know we got real crazy superstitions, okay? White people, y'all don't have good superstitions. I'll say that. White people are just like, why would anything bad happen? And you know what? What a way to live. I love that for you guys. Brown people are just like, only bad things can happen. Look around, bitch. Oh, man, I grew up with some wild superstitions, right? The other day, my left eye was twitching. That's bad, okay? Left eye twitching, that's bad. I was like, oh my God, he's cheating on me. There is no he. That's just how I felt inside my heart. Okay, I grew up with some wild superstition. Like, if you bite your tongue, that means that somebody's talking shit about you. You know that? You bite your tongue, somebody's talking shit about you. My family's from Bangladesh. We know about Bangladesh. All right, sick. Y'all been to a Dunkin' Donuts? I love that. Let me tell you something, okay? I was so starved for representation as a kid that I would see a t-shirt that said made in Bangladesh and I'd be like, oh! We out here, bitch. We made it. Literally, we made the shirt. Check your tags, all right? Just fucking... Next time you're at Zara, just think of me. That's all I ask, all right? And my family's from Bangladesh, and my Bengali grandmother would tell me this one thing growing up. In Bangla, she would say, Rater hashi golar pashi, which sounds so cute, right? Even rhymes. Translated, it means, if you laugh at night, you choke to death. This bitch was like some sort of joy vampire. She was like, after sundown, laughter? Absolutely not, okay? There are some good superstitions, though. There are some good ones, right? Like, if your right hand is itching, that means you're coming into money. We know this one? If your right hand is itching, you're coming into money, which always works for me because I steal. So, listen, I see a bitch with a Birkin, I'm like, oh, tickle, tickle. What do we have here? Open up.
I'm realizing I don't think it's appropriate to talk about politics in the office. I just don't think that that's the right spot for that. And sometimes when I say that, people think that I'm a conservative, and the truth is that I'm a conspiracy theorist. I believe things that would melt your eyebrows off your face, okay? It's not really like break room conversation. For instance, I believe that the government controls spices, and that's why Takis aren't as hot as they used to be. They were spicier 5 years ago. Tell me I'm wrong. What else? I think that PETA is the meat lobby, and that they exist to make you think that vegans are losers. And they're doing a really good job. They're doing a really good job. Crazy AstroTurf campaign.
My wife is Korean, I'm Vietnamese. Real quick, where are my Koreans at? No, that's perfect. I don't trust Korean people. That's why I just want to know where they at. Okay, we're gonna have to bleep this part of the video out, but it's gonna be real in a second. No, but I'm Vietnamese and my wife is Korean, so we were very worried about how our son was gonna look. We had never seen that combo before. And y'all have never seen that combo before. I've seen every combo, okay? I've seen a white guy with a Japanese woman. I've seen a Malaysian woman with a white guy. I've seen every combo, but I've never seen Korean Vietnamese before, right? And I didn't know this, but apparently if you mix one kind of Asian with another kind of Asian, the baby comes out extremely Asian. All right, a Vietnamese and a Korean makes a Mongolian. I didn't know that. He came out of my wife on a horse. I was like, oh shit. His best friend's a hawk. I was like, oh shit. He's sick. My son is cool, man. My son is, when he was little, he was a fat and he had little eyes, he had big old ears, big old belly. You know what he looked like? He looked like one of those fat Buddha statues that white women keep in their bathrooms. to balance the feng shui. He really did look like that. That's why I was afraid to take him places like Pier 1 Imports, I was afraid that someone was going to be like, sir, are you going to pay for that fat Buddha statue? And I was like, this is my son, let's get out of here. Okay. Not a hawk comedy here. This murder is in Mongolia.
I think I'm at a good age to be married, man. I'm 37. I got engaged the first time when I was 21 because I'm from Indiana and they make you do that. And it was too young. It didn't work out. She ended up cheating on me while we lived together, which was a bummer. But it did give me the opportunity to pack angrily, which was kind of fun. You ever pack angrily? It's not your best packing job, I was unpacking like, oh, I took the oven knobs? That was a weird move. All right, well, good to have backups. Those go bad all the time, The only thing that was really messed up about it is she cheated on me with a doctor. And that's a messed up thing to do to somebody, man, because now I don't trust doctors. I don't go to the doctor ever. If there's any doctors in here right now, fuck you. Also, if you could look at some shit for me after the show, that would be so sick. No, I don't trust doctors, dude. You go to the doctor, they always do that shit where they're like, hey, turn your head and cough. And you're like, why? So you can fuck my wife while I'm looking that way, you piece of shit? I don't know your games.
I grew up in Kentucky. And there's not a lot to do in Kentucky, but we do have one cool thing. We have Abraham Lincoln's birthplace is in Kentucky. And they turned it into a museum. It's a cool place. You can go. I remember going fairly often as a kid. And then I went back recently. I drove by it. And they have a new billboard up outside of Abraham Lincoln's birthplace. And it says, Abraham Lincoln never had the opportunity to get vaccinated, but you do. And I was like, sorry, what? Because don't get me wrong, I think that's like a good message to have. I just think Abraham Lincoln is the wrong messenger. Right? That's like the one guy who famously died of a shot.
I just had 2 kids in 2 years. I had sex 3 times. I don't want to talk about that. It's upsetting, and I'm gonna look at you now. I see these young people here. I'm gonna tell you some shit about kids that is crazy. You love them so much for no reason. I love my kids more than anything. I thought I loved my wife. Fuck that bitch. I love these kids. But they don't deserve it. They're ruining my life. They're ruining it. I'm getting fatter. I'm not sleeping anymore. I'm broke again. Look at me. Look at me! I'm 22 years old. They destroyed me. And they're in first place. They don't deserve first. My wife deserves first. My wife put the time in. My wife had my back through all the bullshit. She had my back when I started in comedy. And when I started in comedy, things were not going well. All right, things are still not going that well. That's fine. No, things were not going well. There was a time in comedy, I made $7,000 for the year. For the year! Do you know who makes $7,000 a year? People who die in February. That is who makes that kind of money. It was me and a guy with a good month and a drinking problem.
My husband got the old snip. Anyone? Any men with a vasectomy in here? Yeah? Okay. One guy's like, fuck yeah. Who said they had one? Was it painful?
Not really.
Yeah, it's not that fucking bad. It's not that bad. My husband was complaining about it. He was like, it's so painful. I'm like, I had 2 9-pound babies. Both of my children were 9 pound 3 ounces. And I had them through the freight elevator, okay? No other way, okay? And he's just like, it's like so painful. And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna I Googled this and I just wanna read you guys a list of other things that are 9 pounds. A bass guitar. You know? Okay, 9 cans of soda. That's a lot. 3 toasters. Okay. 9 basketballs. I assume inflated, I don't know. 1 gallon of juice or milk.
And they don't talk about the pulp, but, you know, I'm assuming a lot of pulp. 1 2x4 piece of wood. A female cat, not one of those bitch little male cats. A nice female cat. 2 laptops, and we're talking Dell. None of those MacBook Air things. And then 3 bags of apples. I don't know. I'm just like, shut the hell up. I don't care about your vasectomy.
I do come from an immigrant family. My parents came here from Iran. And I'm very proud of my heritage now, but when I was a kid, I was embarrassed by it, you know? I just wanted to fit in. I wanted to be American. So I distanced myself from my culture whenever I could. You know, my friends would come over and be like, your house smells funny. Or your mom talks funny. And I'd have to be like, hey, I know, what's her problem, right? I was just thinking the same thing. I'm just as upset as you, if not more so. There's really no excuse for that kind of behavior. Remember when she called the Super Bowl the Super Ball? I don't care what happens to her. I don't. I know. I code switch on them. You're right. These people come here smelling like cinnamon and snakes. I'll tell you what we Americans smell like is amber waves of grain. It's a really weird way to grow up because your folks depend on you way sooner than an American family. Because English was my mom's 3rd language and my dad's 4th, which made me like the English professor of the house. I had to translate everything, you know? Which is a lot of power for a little kid to have. I would just be like playing with my toys. I'm 7. They walk up to me with like a letter about our mortgage. They're just like, please, Professor, can you please decode these strange shapes? They have no meaning to us. I'm just like, 1 moment, please. I have nearly finished with my research on Batman versus Ninja Turtles, you see? Oh my God, they're foreclosing on us. That's crazy. I was like... A lot of roles like that were reversed where I would be teaching them, you know. Bedtime stories, I did all the reading. And I had to explain a lot. Because immigrants are stupid, I don't know if you know. I'll just be like, yeah, so the wolf wants to blow their houses down so he can eat all the pigs. That's what he... What's that, Mom? I don't know why he doesn't just use his paws. That's a really good question. Maybe if we keep reading, they'll tell us. Let's keep reading. That's good active listening. Let's keep reading. That's really good. That's really good. What? Yes, I remember there was a wolf in your town that ate a few people. I remember it. I remember it. Yes, I remember they made him the mayor. Okay, let's get back to the... That's a Persian bedtime story. There was a wolf in the village who killed 2 children, but everybody loved him. Find the lesson in that one.
Like, say you're a 19-year-old boy right now. That means that you were coming of age, kind of becoming sentient during the Me Too movement. But you had no context for how bad things have been in the place for women. So you kind of just think everyone hates men. You've been doom scrolling Instagram since you were 6 years old. You can't emotionally investigate things any further. You find Andrew Tate. You get radicalized. Everyone's even angrier at you now. You double down. You're an adult. You're gone. And I just can't help but think that we are going to be in a lot of trouble in the future if we cannot find role models for these boys who are masculine and transgressive, but not fascists. What I'm saying is, we need to bring back Jackass. We need Jackass. We need it. You do not have time to message someone that you are going to kill them when you are busy shooting your friend out of a cannon. You might still kill someone eventually, but it'll be an accident involving cocaine and a jet ski, and that's better. Thank you.
Any Klan members in here? Okay, heard a whoa. I don't like the Klan. So far, so good. I will say that besides the NFL, the KKK is my favorite white supremacist organization. Because, like, back in the day, man, people used to commit to racism, you know? Today, it's so casual, everyone's just doing it. Back in the day, the Klan, they used to make their own robes. Bro, they used to make their own... Imagine being so racist that you're like, I'm gonna learn to sew. You know what I mean? You couldn't just go buy those. Those weren't at, like, the stores at Shein and stuff. They weren't mass producing them in the sweatshops. Honestly, when you think about it, Klan robes were manufactured more ethically than what most of us are wearing right now. Yeah, say what you want about the Klan, but their fashion was sustainable. The South will rise again, that's recycling. I feel like the Klan was for dudes who like wanted to express themselves, they had no other way to do it, right? Like, were they racist? Yeah, but I also kind of feel like the Klan was for men who just wanted to dress up. Like, I feel like the Klan was for dudes who were too racist to realize they just wanted to do drag. Because the Klan's kind of cunty, you know? It's like, I'm a grand dragon. It's like, yes, you wear magic. Oh. And you know you put on those robes. If I wore them, I'd be straight voguing. Bitch, it's giving 1950s lunch counter because you are serving whites only.
My dad died a couple years ago, but I still like to text him, or at least I like to text the guy that has his number now. And I'll just be like, hey, Dad. And the guy's like, I'm not your dad. And that's just what my dad used to say. So it's like he's here. You get it? She gets it all.
My family's very Republican, very right-wing. I don't really care. I still love them. But it's funny, living in Brooklyn, whenever you tell someone your family's Republican, they're always like, you need to confront them. You need to talk to them. You need to convince them they're wrong. And I'm like, yeah, man, they don't respect me. They think I'm a pussy because I eat hummus, you know? They're like, yeah, Jeffrey likes that Sharia peanut butter. All my friends are like, you need to convince your uncles to support gun control. I'm like, we need to start smaller than that. How about I convince my uncles that roundabouts aren't communist? My uncles are like, roundabouts are just the liberals trying to trick us into going right for a bit and then left forever. Joke's funny if you know what a circle is. My parents they live in the suburbs, but they're terrified of crime. Does this make sense to anyone else? My parents, there's never been a crime within 20 miles of where my parents live, unless you count decades of segregation. And I honestly think it's a felony how loveless their marriage is, too. But my dad's like a gun guy now. He's got like 6 or 7 guns just for protection, brother. He's gonna protect his fucking castle, you know? My dad thinks he's gonna be in such a lengthy gun battle in suburban Minnesota. He's gonna have to switch from the Desert Eagle to the AR-15 at one point while my mom's blazing on the Glock. She's like, honey, I'm out of ammo. I'm switching to the Uzi. You know? Take that, unarmed protesters. You know? They're such losers.
I started transitioning when Obama was president. So I feel bamboozled. Didn't read the contract. Your rights can go away. In like, not a lot of time, actually. The Obama period was different for trans people. Like, do you guys remember the Virgin Atlantic commercials? Oh, I miss those. You know the ones where like the camera goes to the cockpit and the pilot's a trans woman and she's just like, And you're like, is she even a pilot? I'm scared. I'm scared.
It's a little dog. She's a little dog. I got a little Chihuahua dog. She's a rescue, and she bites feet. She will bite feet. She hates a foot. If the foot moves too fast, she will bite the foot. So what I like to do is when my wife's being like a jerk to me, I'll start tickling my wife, and then she'll go, oh no, and start to run, and then my dog will get in there and start biting her feet. So we're both getting her at the same time. It's a very fun domestic violence I get to do. So she's a Chihuahua, but it's perfect size for poor people. Small dogs are good if you're poor. You don't want a big dog, right? A big dog gets into a fight at the dog park, you're getting sued. I can't afford that. A little dog gets mauled, payday! My little Chihuahua's in a pit bull's mouth. Use this for Hawaii! I'm like, I love you, Lucy! I'll never forget you! She's a sweet little dog. I put clothes on her, too. I dress her up. I like putting clothes on her. It's so cute. Gets weird when you gotta take their clothes off, though. Sometimes you're alone. It's just you and your dog. I'm undoing her blouse. Our eyes lock. I'm like, oh no! Are we about to do this? We're both naked. What the hell's going on? Because you gotta get naked to make the dog comfortable. You gotta show the dog it's a safe space. You're tightened up. It's just a joke. I don't fuck my dog, all right? It's just a joke. Like I said, she's a Chihuahua that would kill her. Not saying I got a big dick, but I can at least kill a Chihuahua. I think that's why they're always shaking when I walk by. Is today the day? Not today, Sprinkles, not today.
Welcome back. It feels so good to be right. If you don't want to have kids, don't. There's no joke in it. I just feel like we need to hear that more as a society, okay? It's a lot. Kids these days, they different too. They want to eat every day, wear shoes. I'm like, wow. Look at you knowing your worth. That's a lot. No, I'm trying to be a good mom. I'm trying to break generational curses. I'm trying to break generational trauma. Yeah. Yeah. I want to make sure my son has a better life growing up than I did, and I just want to let y'all know it's not working out at all. Like, at all. That's actually not how kids work, okay? I feel like as soon as you have kids, that's when you realize why the generational curses are in your family. Yeah, as soon as my son was born, I was like, oh, okay. That's why my dad left. All right. That's why my mom robbed me. Okay, checks out. No more questions. My son has a custodian account with more money in it than I do, and I want to rob him every day. But I'm trying to be different. I grew up in a Caribbean household, so I didn't really get to make any decisions. I didn't get to make choices. Everything was told for me to do. So I just let my son do what he want to do, and I just regret it on a day-to-day basis. That's how that's been working out. I'll never forget one time he wanted to get a haircut, and he was with my sister, and she texted me. She was like, hey, what kind of haircut does he usually get? And I was like, oh, I'm breaking generational curses. Let him get whatever he want to get. Huge regret. Yeah, they sent me a picture of his haircut, and he got the word Uno on the side of his head. Uno like the card game Uno. Oh, I should have been very specific about what kind of haircut he needed to get. Get him the military cut. It's time for him to serve this country. It's time for him to be honorable to this family. Y'all, it was so bad. It was so bad. Because Uno's a brand, so it's supposed to be all uppercase letters in the word Uno. He had all lowercase letters on the side of his head. I'm like, hey, this says uh-oh. This says uh-oh.
Emilia Perez is about a Mexican cartel boss who wants to transition from male to female, and Zoe Saldana plays a lawyer who helps him do that, and it's in Spanish, and it's a musical, and it's the reason Trump won. Yeah. It's a liberal Mad Libs. Holy shit. Just show me, we're getting one. And I actually posted that joke on social media and got a lot of heat from both sides of the political spectrum, which was really interesting. Like, people on the left were like, hey, that movie doesn't accurately depict Mexican and trans people, so you must hate Mexican and trans people. And then people on the right were like, why are women still allowed to talk? You guys. We're having a time here in America right now, I would say that. Having a real time. Does anyone else feel like this country is about to absolutely implode? Yeah. Anyone else getting fall of the Roman Empire vibes right now? Yeah. We're going down. And we're such capitalist little freaks. The end of this empire is going to be so peak America. It's going to be televised. It's going to be sponsored. Just like, welcome to the 2026 Geico Civil War. Halftime show by Lady Gaga.
I was in New Orleans last weekend. Any NOLA fans? I feel like I've been lied to. No one was telling me this is the best city, I think the best city in the US. Like, I had so much fun. I had crawfish étouffée, which it to me looked like souffle, so I imagine this like dainty pastry. It's actually French for sludge. It's French for just a pile of delicious gravy. I had a hurricane too. Anybody have a hurricane ever? Came with a little cherry in it. Isn't it so sexy when someone can tie a cherry stem with their tongue? I think that's so sexy. Like the culture, we just think that's like the sexiest thing in the world when someone can tie a cherry stem with their tongue. I think it's sexy. I do. Because my penis is the exact shape, circumference, and thickness of a cherry stem. And I can only come when it's tied in a knot, which actually blocks the flow of cum, leading to what I can only imagine will one day be the sweet release of orgasm and death. So I think it's so sexy.